switching gears a little bit. We're no stranger of Apple news and Apple rumors. And as we've discussed in previous episodes, most recently, there have been a kind of uptick of rumors about Apple's iWatch. So
are there more?
It continues to happen. It's been happening since 2013, early February, I think was when it the really started to take hold. So Apple's iWatch. If you're unfamiliar with this is Apple's rumored entry into the smartwatch market. It's there's been a variety of rumors.
You're not wearing your smartwatch today.
No,
I've got mine.
I forgot to charge it. You've got that sweet leather band too.
I know. Is that nice?
I got to upgrade. So the iWatch is apparently going to have a curved glass display. It's going to have a really big emphasis on health is the rumor, and that's actually been kind of anchored by other rumors regarding iOS 8, which is expected to come out around WWDC in June, or at least be detailed then.
Good old dub-dub.
WWDC. Not conflicting with E3 this year, which is nice.
Probably intentionally.
Yeah. So the most recent report this week was that Apple's iWatch device, smartwatch, whatever they're going to call it, is preparing for production and could release this fall, or is likely to release this fall, which is not surprising given how long this has been in the works, given the interest in smartwatches and wearable technology with Google Glass, Pebble, Galaxy Gear.
It's all the rage.
It's pretty hot right now.
So hot right now.
So that's kind of it for like the big bit of news this week. But I wanted to recap a little bit, talk about everything that sort of happened. But also there was this curious thing. Are you familiar with Secret?
Yeah,
Secret.
The site Secret. There was it's actually an app, right? Well, there's also a site tie-in that you can go to.
I didn't know that. I'm only familiar with the app.
So Secret is basically a place where you can post things anonymously without any attribution to where you got it from, kind of like a vague, it's like always set to like a blurred out image of some variety.
Yeah.
And it is really popular in the Bay Area amongst tech people.
This is a credible source for technology rumors.
Especially you can post anonymous rumors about anything. And
is that what people do?
Someone will be like, I work for Foursquare and we're about to be acquired. And then people can just read these rumors. It's very sort of popcorny in that way. But
yeah, and some things have actually turned out to be true. But in this case, this kind of alludes to so some of the early chatter about the iWatch was that it was the health functionality was going to be pretty extreme in terms of being able to detect your heart rate, do like blood pressure. There was even some allusion to like glucose levels, which is unfathomable considering you need to at least in current technology, you need to have like pinprick to gather a blood sample.
I mean, what if it just kind of goes into your veins right here on your wrist?
Yeah, I do not like the sound of that. That sounds like Infection Central. But
Apple iWatch can tell you if you have an infection.
Yeah, as it's giving you an infection, it will tell you that you have an infection.
Yeah, so you're infected. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. we just gave you some disease. So on Secret today, there was a post that said Apple's new EarPods will have sensors in them for heart rate and blood pressure. Also iBeacons, which is Apple's find my iPhone kind of stuff, so they don't get lost. They will require the Lightning port. It's why the audio jack was moved to the bottom. Now this is obviously Secret. Take it with a huge grain of salt. It could be totally wrong, but that actually makes a lot of sense. As a good way to gather heart rate because. Unlike a wristband that moves around your wrist, and you'd have to press it down to make contact in order to gather your heart rate. Earbuds are constantly in your ear. They're
constantly.
They're
I have earbuds in my ear maybe 30 minutes a day.
Yeah, but you would have them in your ear during a time of day you would want to measure your heart rate.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah,
while you're sleeping.
What?
No.
While you're pooping.
While I'm
pooping.
Obviously. That's when I use earplugs.
Yeah, that's when you want to know when your heart rate's at.
And that's when I want to listen to Queen.
Yeah, obviously. I think that's a really smart and plausible idea, which would be kind of exciting. And that also kind of supports the idea of, it's not just tied to the iWatch that the health sensor could extend to phones or anything, because if it's all just a pair of ear pods or whatever they are.
I mean, I've said before that I don't I'm not into the wearable tech stuff.
Right.
I feel like it's a fad, or I feel like it's it strikes me as a thing like 3D TV that everyone's saying is going to be big without really basing that on anything.
Right.
iWatches, I don't care about smartwatches. The one exception are health uses. Like once someone made that connection for me, or I think we talked about it on Tech Fetish, where they're like, yeah, it'll have these health things. Then like it clicked for me, and I'm like, oh, okay, like that's like, why in the world would me, who's never worn a watch in my adult life because I have a phone, why would I want to put something on my wrist? But if it can track some of that stuff and give me data about myself, suddenly that becomes something I'm interested in.
Yeah, I think I talked about it before. Like I'm using the HTC One M8, and that has Fitbit support, which is a very basic form of Fitbit. I had never really used it before, never thought to invest in like a sensor, but like it has inspired new behavior in me. Like I've walked like more, instead of taking a train all the way to the office, I stop on Market Street and walk the rest of the way. And I'm healthier as a result. Like I think it's really exciting in the gamifying angle, like the capacity to make it a competition amongst friends.
Has IGN ever done a Fitbit versus Nike Fuel Band?
I don't think so, but
because I was on the fence. I wanted to get one or the other, and then I couldn't figure out which one was better, and so I got neither.
Yeah, well, there was.
So you got a Casio.
Well, there was the recent reports that Nike was about to kill the Fuel Band line. So
get one of those.
I mean, I thought they were selling. Why would they?
So there was a report from, I want to say CNET that said CNET.
Don't go to CNET, kids. Or maybe do. I don't know.
That Nike had intended to sell off the hardware, not make any more, lay off a lot of the team. They did have layoffs, but it was later refuted by Nike. But then also from other internal reports, refuted by those people, like saying.
What did Secret have to say about it?
Yeah, I don't know. But it seems pretty evident that Fuel Band is not doing as well as they wanted to, and
Secret works under a block from here. They're
really?
in South Park.
I just assume all of these little tech startups live or work in the.
And within a block from here.
Yeah. It's
within South Park or something.
Yeah, there's a lot in this area.
Yeah. What's interesting is I just had this thought while you were talking about, why would you want a smartwatch? Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting. It's like that we have this form factor already in mind, but we're trying to think of uses for it, whereas
instead of backwards, the
right?
Other way around.
I feel like it's backwards. Like there should be this use case. Like everyone needs this thing. All right, a watch makes sense for it. And I feel like, I don't know, I haven't heard that. But health reasons, okay, that makes sense. That's like a use for a thing that's this form factor.
Right.
But. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think most of social media and our technology is vanity driven. Mm-hmm. We want to know things about ourselves and broadcast things about ourselves. And I think, tracking health data fits right into that. I have never measured my heart rate in my life, ever. But if I had a smartwatch, I would be graphing it. I would be comparing it over time. Yeah. I would be suddenly this would be a thing that I was interested in.
It'd be, making you afraid that there's something wrong with your body.
I mean, there's so much wrong with my body.
Why does it always say 200? Is that bad?
I'm just sitting at my desk.
You're supposed to, the higher your cholesterol is, the better. Right?
I did have a truffle burger for lunch.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, your heart failure is imminent.
M&Ms.
My heart failure is M&Ms.
So yeah, kind of curious to see how this shapes up. I mean, I would imagine we're going to hear about it soon if this is actually true. WWDC would probably be a perfect place for that. Considering Dub, because that's typically where they announce iOS releases and all subsequent supporting hardware.
The rumor is that at WWDC they're also going to get a drastic OS X.
Yeah,
redesign.
Yeah,
sharp corners and those weird rumors.
Yeah,
sharp corners.
Yeah,
it falls under Ives Group now.
Yep.
So really recent reorg there. So yeah, for all of your Apple news, stay tuned for that.